Hello and welcome everyone to my very chilly studio in the mountains. Today I'll be sharing with you some of my watercolor favorites of 2022. Now, some are palette staples and some are newly discovered colors. I tried to include colors from almost every color group. However, I did leave out a lot of my favorite muted and earth colors, as I don't think I could fit them all in one video, but perhaps that's an idea for a future video. Just let me know. I'll be swatching them on my favourite paper of 2022 because I thought that would be fitting. It's my Arches watercolour block, hot pressed 300 GSM, 100% cotton, which I love, and I'll be using my usual brushes. I've put my colours into a little metal tray here to swatch. I usually have them all in my palette, my everyday palette. So let's begin. I hope you enjoy the process. Okay, so I've adjusted everything, a lot of camera adjusting because the light is fluctuating. It's going in and out from the clouds in the sky. I hope the light isn't too bad. So I, as always, made a little colour chart and I'll be swatching on this. And I'll begin with swatching Lemon Yellow. This is a Winsor & Newton colour. I do use a lot of Winsor & Newton and Daniel Smith colours. I primarily use those, but I am trying to be a little bit more adventurous and I'm going to try more brands this year, I think. That's one of my goals. Well, not this year, next year. In 2023. Okay, so let's start with Lemon Yellow, and I'm going to try Mass Tone. I've done these spots in the middle with my ink pen just to basically show opacity. Now, this is a really pretty yellow. It's a bright yellow, and if you've seen previous videos you'll know that I don't like bright yellows, but it's also quite natural, especially when it is diluted. Such a soft pastel yellow. And maybe I should add a little disclaimer here. I usually use my colours for mixing. It's not often that I'll use a colour straight from the tube. So the way I pick my colours is that they're good standalone colours, but they're also quite good in mixing. Lemon Yellow is PY53. This Winsor & Newton Lemon Yellow is quite weak when it comes to mixing, but I like that. It has like a lower tinting strength, but I like that. I like that the yellow isn't overpowering. I don't want it to be too loud in my mixes. Next I have Indian Yellow by Winsor & Newton, which is a lovely orangey yellow. Not too opaque either. Semi-opaque, I'd say. Such a beautiful, beautiful orangey yellow. think this is a mix between PY 153 and PO 62. Just gonna, oh, almost dipped my brush into my tea, but saved at the last moment there from doing so. Such a pretty orangey, yellowy colour. Next is a colour that I don't really hear a lot about. It's like, I mean, I'm sure other artists use it, but I think it needs more recognition. I think it's such a pretty colour. Well, it could just be me, and I'm not, you know, I haven't seen it myself out there. It's called Windsor Orange Red Shade. This is a Parole Orange. It is PO 73. It's such a pretty red orange. And I love it when it is also diluted, because it gives such a pretty pink, orangey pink colour. This has been a favourite of mine for years. So pretty. Look at that. It's just so pretty. Such a pretty pink. It's such a pretty colour. Next, I have another palette staple. Quinacridone Coral. I always find that a mouthful to say. I always say Quin, just abbreviate. It's one of the Quins that, again, not a lot of people talk about. Well, I haven't seen many people talk about, but I love it. It's such a pretty red pink. Such a very pretty colour. And I love mixing this with yellows for oranges. It produces some of the most beautiful orange colours. So beautiful. Next up is a colour that took, well, surprised me in the most amazing way. It's a Perylene Crimson, and it's Michael Harding. Sorry, did I say this is Daniel Smith Quinacridone Coral? Just to be clear. So this Perylene Crimson from Michael Harding, which I tried this year, and I was blown away by how beautiful this colour is. Look at that red. Beautiful sanguine red. Absolutely gorgeous. And diluted. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water. Beautiful, beautiful colour. I don't think I've seen a colour quite like it. Ooh. Next is another staple in my palette. I couldn't live, well, I could live without it. I don't want to exaggerate, but I don't know how I mixed greens before I found this colour. I love this colour to bits. It's Rich Green Gold by Daniel Smith. I think Daniel Smith has a green gold, but that's a mixture. The Rich Green Gold, I believe, is single pigment. It is PY129. Very translucent, very bright but natural green. Mixes beautifully with blues and greens for different shades of green. Oh, just bumping into things there. Beautiful. For anyone who has trouble mixing greens, I couldn't recommend this enough. This is such a lifesaver for mixing greens. I love this colour. And next, we have another staple. It is Perylene Green. I know many artists love this colour, and I do too. Even if it's dull, when it dries, even if there's the colour shift, we all love Perylene Green. Perylene Green is another Winsor & Newton Perylene Green. Perylene Green is actually a black pigment. PBK, I believe, 31, I think. There we go. Just beautiful, muted green. Another one for my mixing my greens. What's next? Next one is a Zecchi colour. If you remember, I swatched some Zecchi colours. Zecchi are an Italian brand of handmade watercolours, and I swatched some on video a few weeks ago. And I fell in love with quite a few of their colours, but the ones that really stood out after I actually used them as well in my work were this ultramarine blue deep, which is so beautiful. So vibrant, so rich. It reminds me of a colour I saw in a museum. I think it was in the Uffizi, or it was in the Louvre. I can't remember which one. Either in Florence or in Paris. I was just wandering through the gallery, and I saw a painting, I believe, of a Madonna, and she was wearing a blue cape, and it was so intense and so blue. It was a blue you could fall into. It was so beautiful. I just stood and looked at that blue for I don't know how long. People must have thought I was crazy. And obviously it was genuine ultramarine blue. It was lapis lazuli blue. But this reminds me of that. I get those goosebumps that I got in the museum. Okay. Next, I have another staple, a staple from Daniel Smith. Is it from Daniel Smith? No. Sorry, it's Winsor & Newton. Cobalt Turquoise Light. One of my teals. Oh, very opaque, but very beautiful. Yeah, wouldn't be without this either. I love the contrast with those two there. Such a pretty, pretty teal. I do love Daniel Smith's Amazonite as well, but it is quite pricey. So I kind of stick to this blue for my my everyday palette. Now, next, another beautiful colour that I rediscovered. I think it was this year that I rediscovered it. Quinacridone Burnt Scarlet. Such a beautiful colour. This is Daniel Smith, by the way. Oh, that is such a wonky circle. Okay, this coming year I am going to change my setup completely because I can't really see what I'm doing at certain points in the video because of the camera, the phone, because I am videoing this with a phone. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so rich and beautiful. These are colours that I dip into day in, day out because they are so beautiful and reliable. They're reliable colours. They don't disappoint me. Such a beautiful colour. Another one from Zeki, and this may come as no surprise to some of you who watched my previous video on the Zeki paints. This one is called Hooker's Green. I think it's that one here. I can't really see, I haven't labelled them in my palette. Yeah, it's that. Okay. Oh, still takes my breath away. Beautiful, beautiful green. Unfortunately, I don't know the formulation. I don't know what pigments were in this. I might write to Zeki and ask, because it would be interesting to find out. Oh, all the wonky circles now. And diluted. Try not to sneeze. I have a strand of my hair dangling in front of my face. Ooh, it's tickling my nose and making me want to sneeze. That is quite opaque. Just realised how opaque that is. And last, but by no means least, and this is going to sound such a boring colour, but believe me, I use this every single day when I paint. This colour I use. It's Van Dyke Brown by Schminker this time, for a change. It is a lovely neutral-ish brown. I used to use sepia from Winsor & Newton, but then I discovered this brown and I stopped, and I just basically switched to this because I love it. Not too chocolatey, not too yellowy, just the right amount of brown, if that made any sense. And diluted. It's a natural brown. It's a subtle natural brown. And this is Schminker. So those are my colours of 2022. Again, I'll say that colour preferences are a totally personal thing, and some of these colours may not appeal to other people. These are what I have used over and over. Well, these two, not over and over because I've just bought them, but I will be using them for sure in the coming year. But most of them are colours that I love. I have used and will continue to use, I'm sure, but I would like to enrich my colour palette. Before I finish though, I would like some honourable mentions. So one honourable mention is Permanent Brown by Daniel Smith. This is a gorgeous colour. I love this colour. This is so pretty. It's PBR 25. Can't recommend it enough. May do some swatching in another video when I do like more earth colours and muted colours. Well, I mean, fan favourite. Everyone loves it. Moonglow by Daniel Smith. Another beautiful, beautiful muted colour. And I think this must be a mix. Yes, it's got Viridian PG18 and Ultramarine Blue in it. And, oh dear, PR 177, I don't know if I can pronounce that. Anthraquinoid Red, yes. So 3 pigment mix. And the last one of my honourable mentions is Buff Titanium, which I love. You can produce some beautiful pastel colours mixing with Buff Titanium, and I like that the pastel colours that come out of when mixing with Buff Titanium are more natural pastel colours. They're not that bright artificial pastel colour. They're more antique looking. So that is those are my choices for 2022. As I said, I had to leave a lot of my earth colours and my muted colours out because I would be sitting here swatching all day. Well, that is a slight exaggeration, but it would be a really long video. And I also chose colours that would kind of make a coherent palette in themselves. I hope you enjoyed this little swatching session. I'm so thankful to you for being here with me and hanging out while I swatch these beautiful colours for you. I hope that 2023 will bring you all much joy, peace and health. Lots of good health for 2023. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being here. If you like this video, please like the video. If you would like to see more of my videos, please subscribe and hit the notification button. And I love your comments. I always say this. I love reading your comments. If you have any comments on these colours, or better still, would you like to share your top 3 colours of 2023? That would be awesome. That would be great. If you could just share, or not of 2023, what am I saying? Of 2022. If you could just share what your favourite colours were of 2022, top 3. And that will give me lots to look at, and also other people that are watching the video that might inspire them and share the love of colours all around. Thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you all very, very soon. I am planning a video for next week, so hopefully I'll see you then. Take care and Happy New Year. Much love to you all. Bye bye.